Hello, fellow traveler. Alright, I'm not gonna quote Shakespeare's grave inscription, but I will go ahead and tell you, for the fifth time, a biography of William Shakespeare. I will try to keep this under 5 minutes. Let's get this started with. There we go. Now, as always, we're gonna go ahead and talk about Shakespeare. As usual, Shakespeare, we have no idea when he was born. Although, we do know his baptism day, and that's a little different as well too. However, people like to attribute Shakespeare's birthday to April 23rd of 1564 because that is St. George's Day and is also the day when Shakespeare died. His father was John Shakespeare. This is apparently the photo of John Shakespeare, who was who's an ale man. That's basically his job. He drinks beer for a living, if you remember from previous episodes, as well as the fact that he went ahead and also was able to have a successful life in glove making, as well as illegally trading wool. And his mother was Mary Arden. Mary Arden. Mary Arden's family was a successful farming family, and she had memorable success. Later in life, John Shakespeare became technically mayor of Stratford-upon-Avon, which is where this beautiful house is. And then, of course, there's so much more that really happened here, too. His dad became mayor, so William Shakespeare was supposed to enroll in the local grammar school, which is, here's a photo of the modern day one there. It still exists. Later, when he was 18 years old, he went ahead and married Anne Hathaway, who was 26 years old. She was literally 8 years her senior. Later, their daughter Susanna was born. She was baptized May 26th of 1583. And then later, and even later, his twins, Hamlet and Judith, were born, a boy and a girl. And they were both baptized on February 2nd of 1585. However, Hamlet would die later at the age of 11 on August 11th of 1596, which is very sad if you ask me. And then this is when the last years of Shakespeare begin. It starts from 1585 and then it ends until 1592. In 1592, it goes ahead and we have no idea what happened to Shakespeare during that time too, except there's one exception where Shakespeare was for some reason in a court case of the Queen. Later on, he was mentioned in 1592 as being part of the London theatrical scene as well too. He was part of the people who helped write plays, as well as probably the director, as well as the actor of the Globe Theatre. And of course, with that Globe Theatre, it went ahead and gave an instant success. And the Globe Theatre itself, before the Globe Theatre, the actual thing, the scene that they performed was in the theater. Then tragedy struck. No, not tragedy where someone dies. Here, the tragedy was the fact that the actors' leased land were actually, expired. The landlord refused to give them another lease, saying, for some reason. And this would have made other actors all bankrupt. But then they struck off on a brilliant idea. Now, here's the thing they owned. Here's what they didn't own. But here is what they did own. So they took the stuff what they did own for free in the middle of the night before the landlord could say anything, and then they moved it to here, the Globe Theatre. An exact recreation of the theatre, except now it's on the other side of the river. The landlord was furious and tried to put them a lawsuit, but then the lawyers come in and said, this is totally legit. They have the right to the materials, not to land. And the place where the Globe Theatre is on, it has land which they own, so I'm not going to say anything. What a pretty good shoot. And then later on in his life, Henry Shakespeare's plays actually went ahead and ended up with the Henry VI things, the Two Gentlemen of Venice, and loads of other things such as Macbeth, Antony and Cleopatra, the King Lear, more Macbeth, and so much more. Later on, he also wrote this. It's called The Tempest. And The Tempest was written, and then they went ahead and tried to perform it at the Globe Theatre. A little note I'm going to say. The Lord Chamberlain's men renamed the King's Men after this guy. His name is King James I of England and King James IV of Scotland. Basically, yeah. they went ahead and performed all those plays that I just showed you on what Shakespeare at the Globe Theatre. And then the Tempest came along, and after Shakespeare's father got his own coat of arms, which just showed him a royal status, well, at least in the higher status, they went ahead, built the theatre, and then while the Tempest was being performed inside stage and with a cannon boom, and the Globe burned down, Shakespeare went ahead and didn't want to go ahead and do anything again. He went to retire back to his hometown of Stratford-upon-Avon, and later on, he went ahead and died peacefully on, again, you might have guessed, April 23rd of 1616. This is the memorial of Shakespeare, created by his wife, and it still stands to this day. And that's it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I hopefully it made a bit more sense than previous episodes of Shakespeare. Also, probably not as cool as the one I created with iMovie. But until next time, Sean out. Peace. Bye bye.